Damn, I think it's been like a month since I made a recent video. It's crazy. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Marky Mark here. Today it's actually going to be a very different dynamic of a video. I've been receiving a lot of comments lately about what do I do for a living? What do I do? How do you afford all this? So it's just going to be answering those questions right now of how I was able to afford all these cars throughout all of the years. How old am I? Where do I work? You know, all that stuff. I'd rather just make it all into one video instead of just, you know, like responding to every single comment, because there's no point. So I hope that this video is going to be very clear for you guys, as well as maybe you guys could actually take out some tips to, you know, improve your life as well with a different type of mentality. So let's get this video started. But before I get started, if you guys are new to the channel, a little background for myself. My name is Mark Punslong. I am only 23 years old. And the past 4 or 5 years has been phenomenal. If you checked my YouTube from scrolling from my oldest video to now, I've pretty much cycled through at least 7-8 cars. There were some cars in the very beginning that I didn't fully make videos of, but you could actually see pictures of that on my Instagram. I'll leave that down below. And so looking at the subscribers too, I haven't been uploading, but you guys have also been killing it, to be honest, on, you know, just hitting that subscribe button, and as well as following me, messaging me, and I can't thank you guys enough. You know, we're about to break 2,000 subscribers, and I also just want to just appreciate the build up to lead to that, because for me it took almost 2 years just to get my first 1,000, and for me to just take less than half of a year to reach another 1,000. So, you know, I gotta show appreciation to you guys. I will think about doing a giveaway soon, so anticipate that. I'll also update you guys on my Instagram. Chat with me as well. But without pushing that to a side, let me answer the number one question on what I do for a living. All right. You guys message me, you guys comment, and just see like, how is this guy affording these cars at the age of 23? Is he spoiled? No. That's the answer. Number one is no, I am not spoiled. All the cars that you've seen that I bought was 110% out of my own pocket, a lot of the hard work. And I'll tell you guys how. The number one thing that changed my life was getting hired at Kaiser Permanente when I was 18. So that was pretty much 5 years ago. And at that time, I was, you know, fresh out of high school, because I graduated from high school, I believe 2015. Yeah, and I just turned 17. I used to work at Outback Steakhouse. I was literally just a host, making $7-8 an hour. And I walk out of the day with the tips from the night before, depending how long I worked, which was like between 20, or not even 20, more like $10 to $40-50. And I thought that was really good. You know, like I thought like that was some good ass money at that time for my age. And you know, like I wasn't really into cars. I was more into shoes, and I would spend my money on shoes, all that stuff, you know. And I was just going to school. I don't even know what I wanted to be because that's the thing with my age group, you really don't know what you want to be. So I was just going as community college, as you know, I don't know. But working at Kaiser, Outback Steakhouse, I was there for a good 2-3 years, around there. I met this person that was just working there, very grateful person. She is the reason why my life changed. Even to this day, I'll forever be grateful. Her name is Erica Ponce, if you ever stumble across this video, or if you know someone that, you know, knows me, that knows you, I hope that you watch this, because I thank you so much. You know, you really changed my life for giving me the opportunity. But this person was the one who helped me to get to where I am today by giving me the stepping stone of getting hired at Kaiser Permanente. If you guys are familiar with that company, it is a hospital, you know, one of the main hospitals here in California. And it's very, and I mean very hard to get into, you know. You really got to know the people. Just laying it all flat out there. If you ever think about working at Kaiser, you could be lucky, but the thing is, you always need people so you could get to that position that you want, you know. And yeah, I mean, she believed in me because I trained her. I was very good friends with her. And she wanted to work at Outback even though she was full-time in Kaiser, because she just wanted, you know, to be a bartender, make some good tips for the weekend or something. But she didn't realize that's not like an easy process, especially for someone that doesn't have restaurant experience her whole life, you know what I mean? So she didn't stay there for long. But before she left, she told me like she always liked my communication skills. And that's when she brought up working at the pharmacy, a pharmacy clerk position. That's the position that I'm also working in right now. And she was telling me that, you know, you would fit really good for this position. We are hiring right now. And I'm like, don't you need a degree, you know, like, or like go to school for this, you know, because it's like, shit, it's Kaiser, you know, like they're not just gonna pick up anyone. She's like, nah, you actually just need a high school diploma. And I was like, no way. Like, I was just like kind of hyped, because I was like, what is the starting for this position, you know? She's like 25 an hour. So that's when my jaw dropped and my whole lifeline just literally like changed, because it's like, in my mindset, you know, I just turned 18. I'm like, fuck, like 18, making $25 an hour, working full-time, bruh. Like, I was just being content working $8 an hour for only 4 to 5 hours and making $20 or $30 tips, and I thought that was decent, right? So the whole process, it took like 3 months. I had to apply, I got the interview, and I ended up getting the job. So for the past 5 years, I've been working at Kaiser as a pharmacy clerk. And the moment you're in there, yeah, it's easy, but I'll save it for another story. It's not like you get all the hours you want. You know, there's different positions, and I was in a position called an on-call position, where I could be 40 hours one week, but then 0 hours the next, or even just 0 hours for literally a month. Like, there was at a time, I remember, they did not call me in because it was very slow in the pharmacy for almost 2 months. I actually had to go back to my old job at Outback because it was just that bad, you know? But I wasn't as smart or dumb with the money that I was making, because the first 3 months when I got hired, you know, I worked full time. And, you know, 18-year-old me making $25 an hour full time for the past 3 months, I felt like I was living life. And at the time, I was not even in shoes. I was into shoes, or I wasn't into cars, I was into shoes. So it's like, how I was buying Yeezys, I was buying, you know, NMD Pharrells, like, you know, I thought I was the shit. I'm not even gonna lie. And then what's crazy is, like, the more that I worked at Kaiser, because the surroundings that I have are a lot older people. I mean, not saying it in a bad way, but for me, an 18-year-old, I was just into fashion or like streetwear and stuff like that. But the more I surround myself with people that don't even care how they look like or how they dress, that kind of rubbed off on me, because it's like, why am I here wearing like $1,000 shoes clocking into work right now? You know what I mean? When someone is wearing Crocs. And it was crazy because it's like, I was making fun of a person wearing Crocs to work, and I'm here wearing Crocs to work now. And it's like, it's just mind-boggling to me. This like the life you always thought that you would like live always just change in an instant, and your mentality changes the older that you get, you know. And it's just growth, you know what I mean? But anyways, like, this past 5 years, I've actually just been working at Kaiser. And I took the opportunity when I was an on-call, when I was not getting hours. I actually went to school as a pharmacy technician. So I ended up going to school for that. And I actually came up, I'm not even gonna lie, because that class only cost me like around $3,000, around there. 6 months, very easy. It was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. And, you know, I didn't even know. I just took a gamble at it. I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's just $3,000 to get my degree. I put that I went to that school on my taxes. So it's like, I guess they refunded me like $2,200 for taking that class back. So it's like, I technically got my degree for less than $1,000. I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's worth it. So I just found that like the biggest blessing in disguise is just taking that step of being uncomfortable, because I did not even know that I was going to be working in a hospital, and working in a hospital helping elderly patients or just anyone, you know, sick or not sick, or just getting their medications, because I work in the pharmacy, you know. I sell drugs legally, right? People think I don't sell drugs legally, because like, how the fuck do you afford these cars at your age, even working at Kaiser? So yes, I just know how to manage my money. When I was in high school, I just bought shoes a lot, but I bought shoes that held value. And at the time, it was Jordans. You know, I collected Jordans, Jordan 1s, 11s. I used that as like, I guess, a stock at this point. I used that as some capital that I could hold on, because I didn't wear shoes, but you knew that those shoes were increasing the value as they get older, right? But I think in the midst of like 2018-ish, that's when I knew like the Jordans were kind of dying. So it's like, I just sold everything. I sold all of my shoes. I only kept like the running shoes. And I used that money to actually buy myself an Evo. So on that video that you saw me, I'll post a video, the link in the bottom, but I posted a video of, you know, look around of my dream car, which is the Mitsubishi Evo 9 MR, the 6-speed. For me to buy that, I actually sold pretty much all of my collection to afford that, you know, because it's like, I needed the money. I didn't have cash just like that sitting around, because, you know, I got bills too. Oh, and that too, you know, like if you always wanted cars, I know it's a very expensive hobby. You have to literally budget yourself all around of how much you're gonna spend where and for what, you know. And at the time, what also helps is that if you're single, I find that pretty funny that, you know, like you have to be single to save, but it's literally legit, to be honest, because it's like when you're in a relationship, you always want to go out and eat with your partner, spoil them, going out on dates and stuff like that. And if you're in a position that you want to save up for a car or even a house, but for me in this case, it's just saving up for a car, it's literally just budgeting and knowing and, you know, disciplining yourself that you do not touch that money that you have, build the credit that you have. And I did all this since I was 18, ever since I got into Kaiser. Buy some expensive ass shit, pay it off right away, and then the credit card company is like, what the heck, how did he afford this? So it made my credit go up. It helped me a lot having really nice credit, because you don't always want to pay everything in cash. I learned that the hard way, to be honest with you. And you know, you just got to be consistent. And I think it was like 2018, 2019, I started getting into stocks. And man, that's a whole nother ball game, you know. I sold my Evo, and I thought about it, you know, just jumping straight forward is like, oh, I sold my Evo for 17 grand. I lost a lot of money into that car. I'll save that for another story as well, but I had to sell the car. That was my dream car. I still regret it to this day why I even had to sell it. But I sold it for 17 grand, and I used 10 grand to put it into stocks, you know. And this is where the mistakes happen, and which is understandable, you know. You could never get into stocks in the mindset of, without even knowing the mechanics of it, that you're just gonna make money because you just bought this, you just bought that. I took the more, risky way of trying to make money, and which was playing with options. Um, the first year or two, I had some wins, but majority of it was losses. I ended up losing that $10,000, and at my age at the time, I was like, what, 19, 20, and 21, in between there. Losing that much money in like a month or two, it's pretty crazy, and then, but it's like lessons learned, I can't be mad at myself for getting the knowledge what I have now. You can't find that knowledge just watching YouTube videos. Unfortunately, I mean, you can, but depending on who you are, and I know myself, it's kind of more like I need to watch, but I also learn from what I'm doing, so I could have the repetitiveness to see what I really need to do, And overall, I lost a lot of money in stocks, and I should have just quit. But I just kept going, and I just kept understanding it more, and just never gave up, to be honest with you. I just kept going, and I just feel like now it's going to a better path. I've actually been gaining more money from it, and I'm not saying I'm a gambler. Well, kinda. I mean, that is pretty much gambling, but with stocks, it does help a lot. Like, if you know the gist of things, making $100, $1,000, $10,000 in literally an instant, it's what makes me go back to it. Like, I want to master that to where I could afford that, I can achieve that, because seeing some of my friends being successful in life because of stocks, that's something that I told myself that I also want to do. Because I'm not the type of guy that ends up wanting to go back to school, to be honest with you. I want to be successful using social media, stocks, anything, a business, I felt like, for me, I'd rather have debt trying to make more money than debt that's not even making me money at all. There's so many cases here, especially like pharmacists too, that even regret going to school now because they can't get a job, or the job that they get, they got to settle for way less than what their student loans are. So for me, I'd rather have debts of cars. And right now, I actually only have one car debt, which is the M3. And I'm sure I'll have that debt for some time. But I paid off my Type R. I feel so accomplished, to be honest. It's like, man, like, I can't believe I got the pink slip in my name for this Type R, Like, it's a great feeling, just buying and selling cars, making profit. I bought the S2000, sold it for way more, and I ended up using that money that I made in profit or in full of selling the S2000 to pay off my Type R. So now at least I only have one payment instead of two car payments every single month, It would have been nice to still, to end up seeing that money of, I think I sold it for around $21,000. It would have been nice to see it, but I'd rather just pay off my debt and not have debt at all. Just make money like the legit way. I mean, that is a legit way, but I'm saying, like, I don't have to worry about different things I gotta pay for every single month. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I work at Kaiser Permanente. I work in the pharmacy. I'm a drug dealer. The pay is really good. You start off 25. You actually get a raise every single year. So from that too, and I just feel like you guys want to know me more personally. So if you want me to make more videos like this, I mean, I'll gladly make more videos like this. But I just hope you guys can also understand and respect my personal life and the information that I tell you, and not just take it for granted, but I also humble myself of not saying I'm better than you. I'm never gonna say that. I'm never gonna say that my car is better than yours. I'm never gonna say that. Like I always believe that everyone always wants to succeed in life, So however way you can help one another to reach to that certain point, you know, I'm up for it. You know, like there's so many people I try to help get to where they're at, and I did. And it's really a great feeling. Like those people could not be in my life anymore, but I'm still glad that I helped them get to that part in their life so they could still succeed moving forward, even if I'm not, even if I'm in their life or not, you know. And I learned that from Erica, you know, because she literally believed in me without fully even knowing me. It was just literally a coworker that says hi and bye, to where now it's more of just like, man, like I can't believe this person actually, you know, like saw potential in me and wanted me to succeed. So unfortunately, I lost contact with her, and I think like her number was changed or something like that. I think the last time that I remember, she was like in Sacramento now, or moved out there. So I mean, if you ever watch this, Erica, I dedicate it to you. I still gotta thank you so much, even to this day, for always just having the process, the thought process of choosing me to help me change my life. And I hope this can actually motivate you guys to just go out there and find new opportunities. That's still what I'm trying to do every single day, is to find new opportunities to just succeed in life, to be honest with you. Because I just don't want to fail. I don't want to be in that position. It's like I could have had this, I could have had that, because I can. You just have to work hard for it, you know. And I just gotta remind myself that, because it's really hard to be motivated nowadays with all the distractions, you know. COVID really messed up a lot of people's motivations, you know. I was fortunate enough because I work in the hospital. I didn't have to not work. I was still working. Yes, it was scary because the people that are coming in, you know, they are sick. You don't want to get sick. So it's like, it's a scary world right now. But I feel like we are in the process of rebuilding everything, you know. And I'm using this as an opportunity to expand myself, you know, expand my wealth and my mentality. And I hope that this video really motivates you guys. And it motivates you guys to just try harder. Wherever you at, no one's ever gonna make fun of where you're working. You know, they'll probably make fun of you if you're not working, you know, because here in California or here in America or just anywhere, you can't live life not working. You have to work, you know. It's just how you actually use that time and your efforts of your own body, of how you will get far in life. So that's pretty much it. Recap of everything. How did I afford all of these cars? One, I work at Kaiser Permanente. Two, I do stocks, you know. So I also have been doing crypto. If you guys have been following that wave, you know, Safe Moon. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm all up for it. I have like a lot of shares. So I really hope that Safe Moon will get me to the moon one day. That's a real big plan for me. But if you guys want to also get into that stuff, I'll leave my referral links. Yes, it'll help me, but it'll also help you, because if you use my referral links, like I believe for Robinhood you get like 2 or 3 free stocks. WeBull has like an event where you get 4 free stocks. And if you're using crypto and you want to do Coinbase and stuff like that, which is a lot more easier, to be honest, you get, I think, in between $10 to $25 of Bitcoin. So I would use those opportunities to just help one another, and I hope that you guys could also help me out on that. And it'll also help you guys, because that's to be honest, capital gains is the future. You know, that's how people make a living. That's how, you know, if you find the opportunity to do it and try to understand it, I'd say go for it. Because it's kind of like a drug, to be honest with you. It's like even if you win or lose, you just come back. You could be so happy or you could be so mad at the loss or the win that you got. And it's like, in the end of the day, you're going to wake up. You're like, okay, well, I'm still going to be checking this. You know, I'm not going to give up. And this is also the message that I have in this video. I hope you guys don't give up with whatever you guys are going through in life. I know that life is hard. Everyone's facing their own battles. Everyone is suffering some sort of depression, or, you know, just going through obstacles is very hard, very difficult. especially going through it by yourself. Like I said from previous videos, I'm also here to talk if you ever need to that extent. I'm always here because I know how it feels. It sucks feeling like you're alone, feeling like you have no one to talk to, and it's sad. But I mean, hey, you just knowing that the person cares and just uplifting and helping each other. That's what I also just want to believe in and also want to just throw out there. So that's enough of me talking. I'm sorry if this video is kind of long and it's very different from my car content that is gonna be coming. I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading a lot recently because, to be honest with you, I got rushed to the emergency room. I kind of messed up and fell asleep with my contacts. I know it's a stupid thing if you guys saw it on Instagram, but the contact ripped in my eye and just all that stuff. It was all bad, to be honest with you. But I've just been slacking off, but I know I need to go back to how I was because you guys motivate me to keep going, motivate me to just continue to keep trying, and I still thank you guys. 1,900 subscribers, that's crazy. I would have never even believed that I was even monetized, and two, it's like pretty much another 1,000. It's like, man, like I don't even think I know more than 100 people. But the more people that's been messaging me, you guys have been very cool. Thank you for still supporting me and still just checking up on me to see if I'm alright. You guys are the best. I can't thank you guys enough. But I'm gonna cut this video here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please support the channel by subscribing down below, as well as give this video a thumbs up if you found some very useful information. And I hope that how I answered that particular question that everyone always asks me, I just hope that you guys can actually take that in for yourself, see if you guys can do it for yourself. But that's it for the video, guys. This is A Marky Mark, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know who you